Welcome back to Steve Robb Reviews. Today's review, I'm going to put this down as the worst product that I've ever reviewed on my YouTube channel. Let's go over the bench. Let's take a look and see why. I haven't even taken it out of the packaging, but I'm telling you right now, this is the worst product I have ever reviewed without taking it out of the packaging. Well, this is the product right here, and as you can see, it's a hot glue gun. And I actually did see a review on this, and it was touted as the best low-cost glue gun that you could possibly buy. And I got my scissors here. I'm going to open it up, and we're going to go over it. And I've got my testing equipment ready, and we're going to test it. But let's just talk a little bit about the price. So I'm going to tell you something here. This is the price right here. And then, of course, Amazon's got these things once in a while where you can clip a coupon and you get 50% off. So there you go. I just paid just over a little over $6 for this hot glue gun. And let's just put it on this side here and, you know, take a look at the side, both sides. You know, it's just a regular product, right? So let's just get it out of the packaging here. And so how do you sell a product? Well, in this particular instance, you can either sell the product really low and cheap and get a lot of buzz, you know, like a lot of people wanting to buy the product, or you can pay people to actually review it and say how great it is. And that's another way that you get the product in the market, right? So, I mean, if I can go way back. I remember watching Steve McQueen. A lot of you people wouldn't know who Steve McQueen was, but he made a movie called Bullitt. And I'll tell you, they sold a lot of Mustangs after he made that movie. And imagine a lot of you can remember like Smokey and the Bandit. You remember Smokey and the Bandit? Well, they sold a lot of Pontiac Trans Ams after that movie came out. And, you know, what about Dale Earnhardt? Any of you remember that guy's name? Number 3? Well, when I used to work at General Motors, when he would win on Sunday, well, they'd sell a lot of Monte Carlos on Monday. And Dale won over 30 races with the Monte Carlo. And that's how you sell product. So let's just take a look at this here. I got all the plastic, you know, cut off it. And looks like you got to kind of put it together yourself a bit, because the stand is right here in my fingers. And you got to put this together, I guess. And it comes with, well, okay, I got no time for that. Hold on. Yeah, there we go right there. That's it right there. Okay. So, you got to snap this thing in here, I imagine. Right? Like this. So we'll hook one end in. And wonder why they don't do this at the factory. I guess it wouldn't fit in their packaging. So there you go there like that, right? Okay, so the thing that I liked about this one here was it's got an adjustable. So the heat setting from all the way here, which is 100 degrees Celsius, all the way up to 220. And I imagine this lights up here. And it's just pretty much just your regular gun that you squeeze the trigger, and it's, well, 100 to 240 volt. So I just want to show you my other glue gun just for a second here. And this is my go-to right here. And it's an awesome rig. And you see that CE there? Well, that actually means something. And this one here has been flawless. It's been working great. And this one here, well, I don't know how it's going to perform, but when I seen this, we're going to take a little bit of a look at this. But yeah, there's some stuff on here I'm just not too enthusiastic about. And we're going to take a look at some of the things. And one of them would be if we just take a look at that right there, executive standard, registered trademark, ISO 9001-2015. I don't see the ISO seal, and you know, I thought that's interesting. And they also says here, counterfeiting not allowed. Right here, counterfeiting not allowed. And so it's got this bit of a seal here, which is like, I don't know, that's I don't recognize that seal for ISO, and I'm not too sure about this product, to tell you the truth. Then we get on this side, and yeah, it's very problematic. You know, when well, it doesn't make sense, this thing. So I mean, the instructions on how to use this are really odd. I'm not too sure exactly, you know, where they got this interpreted, but you just take a look at number 1 there, and they're talking about the gun will be powered off automatically when below conditions. When below conditions, not conditions below. The gun falls down on a PLAT. I don't know what a plat is. The gun is holed up more than 60 degrees. The gun is holed down more than 90 degrees. So this gun only works when you're using it when it's level. Yeah, I'm not going to go through all these. You can take a look if you want. But, well, it's very problematic. And I can't recommend this particular unit, even if it does work good. And I just want to show you something on my phone. Let's just go to my phone for a second. So a lot of people who are interested in finding out what you should buy and, you know, all this kind of stuff, because it does matter. You know, stuff matters. So if we're just going to take a look at the electrical safety product page here from the Government of Canada, and electrical products compose a health of safety risk, including electric shock or fire if used incorrectly. Certification marks. So you're supposed to look for the, you know, the certification marks, CSA, CUL, or CETL, and there's other ones as well, right? And it says, do not buy or use electrical products that plug into an electrical outlet without a certification mark. Well, that's a good recommendation, right? Now, counterfeit electrical products can be dangerous because they may not conform to the required Canadian national safety standards. Some signs that the products may be counterfeit include poor quality, unusually low price. Now, I would say this is an unusually, you know, like low price. I don't know what the quality is like. I haven't plugged it in yet. We're going to. Spelling or grammar errors on the product, labeling, or packaging. Well, this particular unit here seems to follow all them recommendations of a product not to buy. So let's plug it in and let's see what it does, because on here, well, it's just a nightmare. And on here, it does have the CE. I'll give it that. It does have the CE, but I don't know if any of this is real or not, right? How do you tell if something is real or not? I'm not too sure, right? So let's put it on its stand, and I'll get you refocused here, and we'll start it up. Okay, so as you can see, I've got the watt meter in the background. I got it up on the stand. Does that make any sense to you? Take a look at that on its stand and see if that makes any sense to you. So you have this on the power cord, right? This is the power cord. So that's how that thing is supposed to stay, is on the end of the power cord. Yeah, I can't see that being a good idea. You know what we're going to do? Let's crank this up to its full capacity, which is right there. And yeah, this is problematic, this thing here. So I'll zoom you in a little bit better, and we're going to plug it in and see what happens. Okay, let's plug it in. Let's see what it does. Okay, so it's going to 9 watts. And I don't know about you, but this one here, I tested in the past, and it was 100 watt, and it measured out at 100 watt. This one here's got a toggle switch, 60 watt and 100. And it says it's going to take about 4 or 5 minutes for it to heat up. And yeah, the light on the back lights up. But so far I'm only seeing 9 watts. So let's just turn it back the other way, because they might have, you know, the heat settings backwards. It could be possible. So we'll turn it back to this way. And what do we got? No, it's 9 watts. So, okay, so we'll just leave that there. And it's sitting on the 9 watts. And for a glue gun, 9 watts is ideal for the, well, if you're going to just chuck it in the garbage, right? Because I can't see this thing doing much with 9 watts. Okay, so we're back. It's about 6 minutes later, and it was stuck on that 9 watts for the longest time. So I unplugged it, plugged it back in. I give it a good shake, and, and now it's up to 99 watts. So let's put the glue gun stick in, and let's see if it works. Oh, I think it's going to work. Okay, so yeah, there's some glue coming out. It's not really that hot, but it's only been like 5-6 minutes. And I'm thinking, okay, so I mean, it is working. I mean, I'm not too sure what you're to expect from this. Let's just try it again here. Yeah, it's working. I mean, hey, it's working, right? You know, the engineering that went into putting this plug right directly underneath where it's supposed to sit is kind of odd to me. But I mean, we're at 100 watts for $6. It's got this light on the back that's working. I mean, so far it's working. But would I recommend this product? Okay, so the product worked. It had to be adjusted a little bit. I had to unplug it. I shook it around a bit, and it started working, right? So, I mean, at that point, I'm thinking, I could never recommend this to anybody. I mean, it may sit on your bench. You forget about it for a little while, and then it goes on fire, and, you know, I don't know if this is real, tell you the truth. I mean, sure, it's worked, but let me ask you a question. If you review something on YouTube, and it works, does that mean it's safe? Does that mean that you should recommend it to everybody else? Well, I'm not too sure, because we've got so many, you know, like fake products out there, copycat products, you know, and even the government is telling you in all your countries from around the world, be careful about, you know, copycat unsafe products, because, well, even their certifications are bogus, or, you know, and you can tell by looking at, well, is the printing on the back totally, you know, like not figurable, right? I mean, I can't make heads or tails of all that. And, you know, and that's the real problem. If you're going to bring out a product into the market and sell it on Amazon, I mean, it's got to have half decent, you know, like literature on the back. And because people are going to suspect that it's unsafe, bogus stuff, especially when it's sold for just over $6. But you know what? I'm going to bring this up to my camp, because sometimes I need like just a backup, you know, glue gun. You know, just leave it up there, and if it gets stolen, c'est la vie, right? Okay, so thanks for joining me here today. I'm putting this one down as my worst product review that I've ever done, and we'll leave it at that. And you decide whether you like the product or not, because I'm not putting no links down below for anybody to buy this. Because, you know, I'd feel complicit in, you know, in the decision that somebody with bad judgment would make. So thanks for joining me here today. Come back again, see some interesting reviews that you just might not see somewhere else. Cheers.